Welcome, I'm Ann Deacon. I'm here with Amy, and it's Wine and Wisdom, our new day, Wednesday, the third Wednesday of every month at 3:30 Central Time. And we have one of my very favorite topics, and it's talking about boomerangers and what that means to you as a candidate and what that means to you as an employer. And we have one of the most popular boomerangers today. So I'm just having a really just fun conversation on how you as an employer can attract those A players that left the organization. How do you attract them back to your organization? And then from candidates' perspective, Amy's going to share a little bit about how that feels and what that's about. And so I guess kind of a dangerous question, but why did you return to Deacon?
Well, it was very nerve-wracking to pick up the phone and make that call, but I had always felt a cultural alignment with Deacon when I was in the position before. And, in leaving the position and moving on, I never was made to feel bad about that. So exited in a very positive manner. And so in making that initial call, even though it was scary, it was, I felt compelled to make that and to come back.
Yeah, so I love that you talk about the exit interview, because when we have an A player exiting, I think our initial reaction is, oh my word, how are we ever going to replace this person? So I know most organizations, I know Deacon does for sure, we spend a lot of effort on the onboarding piece and being really sensitive and mindful of how that person feels their first day, their first week, their first month, and really their first 12 months. But how do we treat that exiting employee and how powerful that can be? And that probably is maybe one of the most important things to attract your boomeranger, is how we exit them respectfully, thoughtfully, and really have these open communication about kind of the why. And I think most of us want to know, why are you leaving, versus how can I help you? What did we do well, and maybe how can we improve moving forward? And so, Deacon has an avoidance. So give a little history. Amy was with Deacon for 9 years early in the organization. She left the organization for 15 years and then returned in 2019. And so one of the really critical points that we implemented was one-to-one meetings every single week with your direct supervisor at Deacon. And so that, had we had the one-to-one meeting structure set up back in the day, then this might not have happened. In that, now Amy left because of family situation. She had 2 of the girls when she worked for Deacon, and had a third, and then raised the girls and helped her mom with a very entrepreneurial organization, started her own business, very successful, sold that business, and then rejoined us. So, people leave for multiple reasons, but one of our directors who left, quite frankly, because she was really on the wrong career path at Deacon. Had she and I had one-to-ones and very open communication, I think that, quite frankly, she left for a pretty short time, less than a year, rejoined the organization in a total different career path, and has since been promoted a few times. But the importance of one-to-one meetings, weekly one-to-one meetings, really does help us avoid losing, frankly, an A player. So talk to us a little bit about when that does happen, when an A player exits. How did you still feel so strongly connected to Deacon all the years that you were gone? Over 15 years, Amy left. So talk to us a little bit about, why did you want to come back to Deacon, and how did you feel connected and stay connected?
Well, that's a really good point. Obviously social media has helped tremendous with that, and being able to stay connected with past employers, and I would follow and see what was going on, and your move to a new location, and different employees coming in, and promotions and fun events, and it really kept me engaged and connected to the organization. Even in coming back, I felt like already kind of part of things. And so I think that the social media aspect for an employer is to really build that up, and to make your appeal make yourself appealing in that way on social media. I think that really helps people stay connected.
Okay, so I have to share the story because Amy and I did this teaser yesterday and for today's Boomerangers, and the very first person that commented on our social media, she is no longer with the organization. She is a 3-time Boomeranger at Deacon. We love her so much. She left because of family situation as well, and so I love that she's following us, and you know who you are out there. And I think that we have been so blessed at Deacon not only to have Boomerangers, but also really live what I think Richard Branson would say is that you really, what's you know the quote?
You train people so they can go anywhere, but you treat them so they never want to leave.
Exactly, and so we really spend a lot of time and effort in training our professionals, and I think there's a testament, and I'm really so proud of these individuals that have been at Deacon and they are no longer with us, but we've trained them to go work for some of our clients, and we have maintained just really strong relationships with them. And the importance, I think, for the employers out there to really live that is to train, really knowing, hopefully, that you'll get to retain or have a Boomeranger like Amy, but the importance of training those individuals in really in their own professional development. So we've been fortunate that way. So talk to us a little bit about maybe if it's a candidate that's listening to us today that they have been following one of their past employers, they would love to rejoin that organization, but perhaps they feel like they really did not exit maybe in the appropriate way for whatever reason. How could we help that person?
Well, I think that making that initial call is scary, no matter if it was a good exit or there were challenges. But I think that everybody, companies and individuals, they have different paths, and sometimes you realign, and which maybe wasn't a match at the time can become a match later on. And I think that it's just picking up the phone, making that initial call, reaching out, making sure that, how is it received? I felt very welcome when I made the call to Ann, and that really helped me kind of be able to come back into the organization and feel welcomed. And I think so it's important to just stay in touch and reach out when you feel compelled to do so. And
the thing is, honestly, you reach out, it had to be pretty nerve-wracking. And so I thank Amy for taking the first step. But I think that the candidates out there that want to go back to a past employer, I think you'd be terribly surprised in the reaction. Is, I would say 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a very, very, very positive reaction. And so take the opportunity, reach out. You could absolutely change your life and go back to a place that you know that you're culturally aligned to. And one thing that we really haven't talked about that is as important, frankly, is how about the employers out there and clients of ours that there is a past employee that you loved, that you developed, that you were so proud of. Why don't we reach out to them? So it can work both ways,
sure,
right?
Absolutely.
And so maybe I should take my own advice and do the same thing. But anyway, I want to take the opportunity, I know we're running out of time, to really cheers to Amy and to all the Boomerangers at Deacon. And for those of you out there that are willing to pick up the phone and be a Boomeranger, or how about the employers that should reach out and attract the Boomeranger back to your organization? So let's take a toast. Here's to you, here's to us, and here's to the future. So we're going to take a real quick sip. Thank you, it was awesome. And I really am excited again. We're going to do this again next month. And for those of you that know me really, really well, you know that April 15th was a really critical day in my future, in my past career in public accounting. And so I'll never forget this day. So our next Wine and Wisdom is Wednesday, April the 15th, 3:30 Central Time. We're gonna have an awesome topic. And thank you guys so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you again, April 15th, 3:30 Central.
Cheers.
Cheers.